Hello everyone and welcome back to Brainy Buddies. Today we are stepping into Verb Academy. Yes, it sounds like a superhero training camp. Yeah, honestly, that's not far off because verbs are the power words of every sentence. Without them, nothing in a sentence can actually happen. By the end of today's lesson, you'll be spotting verbs like a pro and even upgrading boring verbs into powerful ones. Let's get started. Before we dive in, let's quickly look at what we are learning today. We will learn to identify verbs in sentences, understand that verbs show actions or state, use verbs to make our sentences clear. Think of this as our roadmap. If you follow along with me, by the end, you will be able to tick off every single one of these. So, what exactly is a verb? A verb is a word that shows an action like something you do or a state which means something you are or way of being. Let's look at some examples. Run, jump. These are action verbs. They show movement. But is and was, these are also verbs. They don't show movement, but they show a state of being. For example, she is happy. Is tells us her state, not an action. So remember, a verb isn't always about moving around. Sometimes it just tells what something is. Let's look at verbs doing their job inside real sentences. Verbs tell us what is happening in a sentence. They are the engine that drives the sentence forward. For example, the dog ran quickly. What's happening here? The dog is running, so that's the verb. He jumped high. Again, the action is jumped. The girl is happy. Remember our state verb from before. Yes, is tells us her state of being. So is becomes the verb. So now notice how without these verbs we wouldn't know what's actually going on in the sentence at all. Let's practice breaking a sentence apart. Here's our sentence. The small dog barked loudly. Now, which word is the verb here? Yes, that's right. It's barked. The verb barked shows us the action the dog is doing. Everything else in the sentence, the small, loudly, is just describing or setting the scene. But barked is the word doing the work. This is the trick I want you to remember. Ask yourself, what is happening in this sentence? Whatever word answers that question, that's the verb. Alright, it's quiz time. Let's see if you have been paying attention. Here's the sentence. The bird flew across the sky. Which word is the verb here? A. Bird. B. Flew. C. Sky. Take a moment, say your answer out loud, or pause the video if you need more time to think. And the answer is B. Flip. Great job if you got that right. Flew is the verb because it tells us what the bird is doing. It's the action word in the sentence. Bird and sky are just naming things. They are nouns, not verbs. If you got this one right, you're already thinking like a verb detective. So let's level it up a little. This time there are two verbs hiding in one sentence. Here it is. The girl ran to the park and played on the swings. Which words show action? Take a moment and try to find both of them before I reveal the answer. Let's check. The two verbs in that sentence are ran and played. The girl ran to the park. That's one action. Then she played on the swings. That's the second action. This shows us something important. A sentence can have more than one verb, especially when someone does more than one thing. Great work if you spotted both. Now, here's where writing gets really fun. Upgrading our verbs to make our sentences more interesting. Let's look at this sentence. The man went to the shop. Went isn't a wrong verb, but it's a little plain, isn't it? It doesn't tell us much about how we went. So let's upgrade it. Instead of went, we could use stronger, more descriptive verbs like ran, rushed, or hurried. Watch what happens. The man rushed to the shop. Doesn't that sound so much more exciting? Yes. Now we can almost picture him hurrying along. This is a great trick for all your writing. Anytime you use a verb like went, said, or walked, pause and ask yourself, is there a stronger, more colorful verb I could use instead? For final activity, I want you to become the editor. Here's our sentence. The dog is blank at the park. Something's missing, right? Can you tell what's wrong? That's right. There's no verb. The sentence doesn't tell us what the dog is actually doing. So, your job is to fix it by adding a verb. It could be anything: playing, running, barking, sleeping, as long as it tells us what the dog is doing. So, pause the video now and write down your own sentence with the verb that fits. I would love to see your answers in the comments below. So, thank you for watching, guys.